We're going live.
All right, happy Saturday, everybody. It's training day. Get out your legal pads and your favorite pens, and there's going to be a whole lot of golden nuggets dropped on you by a bunch of people. It's a big day. There's so much going on. My brain is kind of fuzzy, Rory. We have so much happening. As soon as I get to my desk now, I turn my computer on, first thing I see is, now you have people pending placement. It's happening while we sleep. It's a beautiful thing. So what's on the table for today?
We're gonna be covering a lot today. It's a big day for we're doing the marathon here in a couple hours. We'll start up here. Well, a few hours. I'm just going to key up the day so you guys know what your guys are, what the agenda looks like. So we're going to do some recap right now, get some stuff set up. It's going to go quick on the first hour, and then the second hour is you guys, like, I want you guys to be like in a very calm setting. You're not going to necessarily need to take notes. You need to take it in. The second hour, our awesome MSI Jacqueline Bellavia is going to be on here, and she's going to drop something amazing that you guys all need to see. And if you guys have heard this stuff before, you need to hear it this time. You need to really be in a good place. So in the second hour, we'll take a small break so everybody can collect their stuff. And we're gonna do a little bit of we're gonna do some triple R first. It's such a dynamic thing for me to have these incredible people that we have as MSIs that have elevated up, and they're growing their businesses, and they understand what we have here. They understand the opportunity that's here for everyone. And so, they're out there trying to raise everybody up, because that's how we do it. And it's a patient process. And the sooner everybody just finally realizes, hey, I can do whatever I want. I can have whatever dream I want to have happen, because a dream is a goal with an action plan. And we give you all the resources, all the vehicles to make that action plan happen. What we can't do is the work. You've got to show up and do the work, but everything is there. You don't have excuses. You don't have to worry about money. We fund the marketing. We have resources to create the wealth and the income, so you can do this full time or part time, whatever you want to do. We have everything here laid out. You just got to do the work. And I've been waiting for perfection. There's these terms that come out, and I'm going to give you some realities. If you wait to go to market till you're perfect, you'll never get going. When we started this whole program back in 2008, the last thing it was perfect. It was a perfect vision, but it wasn't perfect. We didn't even know how everything was going to connect. I didn't even know what products were going to have to market that was going to work right for the system. And we were just going at it with absolute faith in the vision and 100% belief that this is what God wanted us to be on the path, and that things would work out, and went forward. It's been 15 years. The first 4.5 years were literally putting my head through a wall, because I didn't know how to teach everybody what I was doing in a way that everybody could understand it. Well, we're past that. It's just show up and go through it. There's enough people here succeeding to teach it. We have courses every time. And I'm going to, Jackie, this is your fault. I watched your dang training, and I got all freaking jacked up. Here's the deal. We have a path. It's a proven path. And it's set up so that everybody, not just a few, but everybody can win. Okay. And I'm going to go on a tirade here for a second, because what we're going to be doing over the next 3 Saturdays is going to get everybody set up that isn't. It's going to help the new people get set up that are going to come to today, tomorrow, and into the future here, because we're going after millions of families to help them. All right. The world is changing all the time. Technologies are changing all the time, and we're already ahead of it all. We are already positioned to win for a very long time, and we have the ability to shift because of what we are. We are virtually set up. We don't run office space anymore. We're all connected with technology to do everything and work in teams, work in the community. Everything is lined up, everything. So a new person comes in, they go through a series, and it's a system, not a suggestion. on every aspect we do. Okay, now I'm going to calm down a little bit and save my voice for the whole day. We get you in, you get a PBS going. We have two paths, right? We have a standard path and we have a VIP path. And I'm going to stress, not everybody's ready for the VIP path. And it's something that we work to teach because we want people that are, the VIPs are for people that are committing and saying, hey, I've never maybe done a business before, but I know that nothing happens overnight. I'm going to commit to you for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. And I'm stressing this because those are the people that are going to get a lot more exposure to things because we know they're not going to quit. Then we have people that come in here like, oh, I'll try it out and see how this is compared to my JOB. Well, this is a whole lifestyle change. You literally get control of yourself. I'm going to just, I'm going to go as long as I want on this rant because I'm so excited about what we get to do for people. And I don't think I get to express it enough. So I want you guys to hear this. We have a solution that works for anyone and everyone that just shows up to it. It's not something that you have to be specially gifted in computers with. No, we teach everything. If you can copy and paste, and if you can't, Google it or learn how to do it from us. We teach you how to copy and paste. If you know how to copy and paste and you can write an email, you're good to go. Now, you don't have to have proficient English skills. We teach you different ways to actually do the art of performance blogging, how to place the ads. But there is something that everybody's going to be better at. That's why we work in teams. And what Tanya and I do is help teach people to be organized and how to operate like a business owner for those that want to be leaders. We put a lot into leadership. And to be a good leader, you just got to be a really good communicator, listener, a really good listener, and how to help people get back on the path. Well, the path is lined out. The training step by step by step by step by step. And if anything, an instructor is no more or less than a guide to keep them on the path. Keep them out of the rabbit holes and keep them consistent to get their pages modified, to get the ads going out there, to get response magic added, understand how that works, get Google AdSense, and then have them participate in V-marketing so that we can speed the success up. Time is something we never get back. And if you don't learn the skill sets to operate properly, it's like anything. If you don't have the skill sets for the job, you're going to get fired. If you don't have the skill sets here, we're not going to fire you, but you're not going to get ahead. Just learn the skill sets. We teach them all day long because they're important. And we do it as a community. You don't need the one-on-one support for everything. You need one-on-one tie-in to build a bond with your instructor, understand how things work, because it's not something you would have seen anywhere else. It's only here at RRR247. So you need the high touch for session 1, session 2, session 3. We all work together to get people doing marketing. That's just getting people into the structure and how to do it. And you get better by doing it. Everybody starts at suck, and then you start getting okay, then you get good, and then you become great, and then you become incredibly great. And by that time, you've elevated up the ranks here, and you're able to help more people because you understand the skill sets. You've got the muscle memory down. You got the brain function as it down. It's a pattern in your life. It's just like any other career. And the difference here is, we put it in this utopian process where you're not paying us to train you. We all rise up together and we make money. When you make money, everybody succeeds, everybody wastes time together. And if you're not getting ahead and you're not figuring it out, just keep attending the trainings. It's going to soak in. That's the thing. Repetition is the mother of all learning. And we have all sorts of recaps, all sorts of replays, but truth doesn't change. So the system is going to be the system no matter what. And it's all about the people and teaching them this way of doing things. The products are all secondary. The vehicles are all secondary. We need the right things to market, absolutely. But if you don't know how to apply the marketing, products don't matter. If you don't know how to communicate properly and work as a team, you're not going to make as much. And we know that people come from different walks of life and different understandings. We get to pour into you here. Then we also get to do live events where we can pour into the extra things and help people get past all sorts of issues. Lots of them are from our childhood. That we are our own worst enemy. Our environment, how we grew up, what we did is our worst enemy. And you will not find anybody that's successful that hasn't conquered their demons or figured out how to work with their demons and get past what life has handed to them. And not everything is a curse. Not everything is a bad thing. A lot of times it makes us who we are, right? You've heard these analogies. Steel isn't made just easily. It's bended metal and heated, and it's pounded on over and over again to create steel. Strength comes from being literally put through the fires, right? So I'm gonna break down some stuff, And, we're trying to help awaken the world to a better way of doing things, get them out of slavery. And what I mean by slavery is the JOB. In almost every case, it's a slavery situation. And the best slaves are ones that don't think they're being slaves. Well, I'm going to break this down. This is, I'll break this out. Tanny and I have employed a lot of people. I've employed hundreds of people over my lifespan. And in some elements, there's that you do need that employment situation, but it's changing everywhere. You're going to see it change. It's about partnerships. That's the only way you cannot be over somebody else and a slave. And our core values, and we're going to be doing an update on them because apparently I need to spell them out a little bit more, is we treat everybody the way we want to be treated. It's just the golden rule. And I could never be an employee. So why would I expect anybody else to be an employee? Even the people that work in an employment situation for Tanny and I, they have upsides and different things that they get benefit from. There's job aspects that got to be done. They don't need to be treated like an employee. An employee, the terms, I mean, I can go into the history of the terms, but let me explain something. And this hit home to me. These are things I've heard along the times, and it makes sense. And yesterday, I had to drive into traffic. I had to drive in traffic because of something I did for 3 extra hours. I didn't like it. All right. Now, how often do I drive in traffic? Well, this is really the first day of full traffic for me in years, where it was like a serious distance of traffic. Tanny and I like to plan things out where we don't have traffic. But man, I was thinking, like, every time I'm driving and then the traffic, for whatever reason, comes to a screeching halt, and the guy behind you may not be paying attention, has to veer off to the left. I'm thinking, how many times have I put my life in risk? I almost got rear-ended so many times. I'm like, why do people do this? And then I'm realizing that here's this is the few controlling the many. Most people have a commute. And you know what? I can bring up so many people here that are now full-time that the commute was like hours long. And I'm thinking, you did this every day? Every day you put your life at risk on driving with everybody else in their okay. Let me put something in perspective. I've heard it once, I've heard it twice. It doesn't change. It's insane to me. There are people that drive hours back and forth to commute to a job they may or may not like, right? And they're expected to be happy about the opportunity and privilege to make other people substantial amounts of money off their labors. So they're going back and forth on a controlled time schedule to make somebody else a lot of money, and they're supposed to be happy for the opportunity. I don't know, it makes me want to vomit every time I think about it. And just because you can herd sheep a certain direction and teach them to do something doesn't mean it's right. And we have a technology advancement going on, and there's different ways that you can make money, and there's different ways you can live your life. But if your job is your life, we need to reassess things. We need to look at it and say, you only live once, right? We have this one incredible life, and when we want to get out of it. And every time I'm talking to somebody that's in their 50s, 60s, 70s that are in the workforce still, and you talk about dreams and where they want to go, why didn't they do it when they were younger? Because they were trapped under this guise of, you're going to go work 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on 40%. And you can't really take time off. We're going to give you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks off out of the whole year that you have as your time. And you have to schedule it with us. And it has to be okay with the whole operation. And you do that for year after year. No wonder you're not going to, go see Greece like you want to. You're not going to go do that Alaska cruise you want to do. You're not going to be able to go see all these different islands and visit stuff. I talked to, oh my gosh, I talked to 3 people over the last week, and they all said, Rory, we've never been on an island. We like to travel to an island, Hawaii, somewhere, Honduras. We've never been on an island. I'm like, wow, and I feel very blessed, but We have a way to give it to everybody. You guys, this whole marketing stuff that we do is a big deal. It's a big deal. There's going to be new products, new services, new aspects of things that go out all the time. And no matter how great they are, we get to take them out there. And some of these things are going to upset big employers. They're going to upset the old school, and we kind of like that. I'll be very forthright on a couple things, and I don't like big pharma. I don't know anybody that really does. I don't like the fact that they keep people sick because that's where they make their money. I don't see them making a difference to get people cured or healed. They just keep people in a constant need of prescriptions. And I realize there's always exceptions. There's things that happen, but I'm just going to say this. We want to take anything that's out there to help the world and get the message out. We're not controlled media. We're all independent, sovereign beings. And we're going to fight for sovereignty everywhere we can. And that's why we pick the projects we pick, and the projects we go out with is based on what's going to make the world a better place. Because you know what? We can pick and choose what we work with. And we want to like it. We want to be passionate about it. There's so many. We don't need to pick them all. We need to pick the right ones. And so we get to take this out there, but the way that the structure of RRR is set up, we all win by helping each other. If anybody's out here being a solo artist on it, great. You're not going to do as well as a team. And the reason why Tanya and I have done so well is we force ourselves to help others and have the patience and strive with them, because we know that it's going to be frustrating with working with some people. They don't know what they don't know. And if we don't help them, who's going to? And when we help them and they grasp it, man, they come back and they pay it forward to other people tenfold, 100-fold. That's how we're going to get to millions of people. A lot of people get, frustrated because, this is a new way of learning, and we're undoing literally centuries in some cases of happy slavery, where you don't realize you're being a slave, and you're like, you're happy for the opportunity to have that job that takes away anything you want to do in your hopes and dreams. Do you realize if you're working 8 hours for somebody and you're commuting 2 hours both ways, right? That's 12 hours out of your day. You should be sleeping, resting, whatever, call it 8 hours, right? Then you got your downtime at home, your stuff to do laundry, your stuff to do everything else. I mean, you don't have any time to really work a side gig. You've got to sacrifice to make that happen. And if you don't, you're going to be at that same thing for 40 years. And you add it all up, they can lay you off anytime. If the trouble hurts the business, they're not loyal to you. And the only way to take advantage of the opportunities that this glorious country has is really to be in business for yourself, or doing something that doesn't require your time and energy all the time. Now, when we get people going here, we're setting things up. You got to learn things. That's where you got to put in there. And we watch this all the time. We'll see people not willing to learn how to do this. Yeah, they'll go through trainings, weeks of trainings to have a job that they have to be grateful for, that they have to commute back and forth to, that they can't really take their own time off. And a lot of these jobs now, they're saying you can't be on your phone. I can't communicate with my family while I'm working. I have to be committed to the job. For what? For what? I mean, I watch the interaction that this does, and the world's changing. There's a way out for everybody. And those that like what we do here in the marketing, you're going to need to learn stuff. Let's just put it in perspective. This is a way you can make insane incomes. You think you're going to learn that in 2 days? No. There's skill sets you need to develop. You got to become a better person, a better communicator, because marketing is communication. You need to learn things that take practice to learn. And if you wait till you're perfect to go out there and get going, you'll never get going. And I'll go back to what I said before. We are so proud of where we are. It's been 15 years. We are so proud of where we are today. But what if I would have waited and said, hey, I don't want to teach anybody this until I know the system's perfect? We would never have what we have today. And that would be a crying shame. Knowing what it is now, I'm glad for the experience that God put me on that path to do this. I'm glad that my wife supported it 1,000,000%. I'm glad that she just backed what we did here and we went forward. And it wasn't easy. I didn't have the answers to everything. I just had to have a lot of faith and just go forward. Things fell into place. Positive mental just absolute stamina got us here. God's been amazing. Things fall into place. And, just recently, we solved a massive problem, and we're going to be focusing on it a lot today. Okay. So I'll just bring it up. But, when we add things and people kind of change things, that's the danger of what we have. You have to have a system. It has to be something everybody can follow so everybody can support. And so when somebody changes anything and they wonder why things don't work, it's because, look, it's a program, it's a system, follow it. It took a long time to perfect it and a long time to get it to where it's at. And you're not going to just jump in and change something and it's going to work better for you. It'll be the exact opposite, right? And I'm just going to, so just follow the system and go through and just trust you'll get it. You'll get it through repetition. Raise your hand. I don't understand that. Everybody here has learned it. Everybody here had to learn it to get this far. Some learned it from others and it made sense. Some went the hard way. We have people that have restarted over and over again, and then finally they're getting it. We all have different, grit to how we do things. We all have a little bit of, coarseness and roughness to get out of different things. It's all environmental. It's who we are. And it's just like anything, but as great as it is here, you still have to show up. You got to show up for you, right? And if you're willing to show up for a job and be grateful for it, why not show up for an opportunity and be grateful for it? Sacrifice to make it happen, because you can leverage what you make here. You can make more and more income here than ever at a job. We rise up together. The more we succeed, the more you can succeed. It's not bound by somebody saying, hey, you're at this level, you're at this management level, here's the top pay you can get. There is no ceilings here. We just keep creating more and more opportunity. And the bigger we build things, because of the structure of that performance blogging system, we can add anything. It's a big, huge, like supermarket. We got aisles, we call them categories. We can add new categories as things develop. We are constantly ready for the next thing. We're at the right place with the right products, the right timing, all the time. Right place, right time, all the time. And we are already in a distribution model of getting people out there, bringing traffic through, getting eyeballs to see what we have. That's where it happens. And so when you get everything set up and you do the things necessary to get traffic, and these next 3 weeks are going to get everybody the tools they need to really get going with this, even better, because we're going to do lots of repetition, right? We're going to do content building today on massive things. This is going to be a huge content day. Then next week it's going to be placing ads, right? Then that next week, I'm going to be throwing out some stuff to really help you guys really help get your volume going to AdSense, to get more traffic going. It's going to be incredible, but you'll be ready for it because we're doing the work to create the pages. We're going to do the work to market, and now we're going to do other things to make it even more awesome. 3 weeks. Then let's recap, and it's time to do this. And you guys, we're constantly making shifts and changes. That's how it goes. And that's why it's so important that we show up Tuesdays, because I can't talk to everybody individually. When I look back at where things have come, and Niall brings up the stuff where we met because of the voicemail company I had, and that was before the internet, right? But what was cool about it is you could get on at any time and leave a message. You could motivate somebody or pass information on, and they would all log in on their own time to get it. I know we have email that does that now and different things, but it worked really well. And then there was conference calls, and they used to be very expensive, and then they got free. And we would get everybody on at one time to talk about it. Well, now with Zoom and everything else, we can actually see each other. We can do this. Look where technology is at. And we're utilizing it to help grow people all the time. There's new people coming in here every single day. And they're all starting at what they understand and what they're going to know. They all have their own environmental, advantages and disadvantages that we got to work through individually to get them on the path. And it's constant. That's why we train constantly. That's why Tanya and I are always on here, right? And we have this amazing leadership to run stuff. And I literally had somebody the other day, yesterday actually, he says, are you doing trainings every day? And I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, you are? I'm like, oh no, I got this amazing team that helps support it all. And the MSI is running. You know, I get to bring the new stuff, chase new opportunities, vet them out. If it works for me, it works for them, and launch it. But the everyday running, I mean, we have this incredible team. This is, you guys, RRR247 is showing that the partnership thing absolutely is valid. It works. It works great. And, you know, the way that this has been structured and the way that everybody has the opportunities here, there is no reason you can blame us if it fails. We know it works 100% of the time for 100% of everybody that does it. The only way it doesn't work is if you quit, you don't do it. That's it. You can't blame us. We've gotten rid of anything you can blame us for. We fund your marketing. You can't say, I don't have the money to market. Nope. That excuse doesn't exist here. I don't know who to reach out to. I don't know how to grow. You can't say that here. That's all we teach. That's all we support. I don't know what to sell. We give you everything to sell. It's already proven. We have an amazing track history. We're moving millions of dollars in sales every week. It works, right? And you guys, we've been building things, and I'm gonna tell you what's really exciting is this. The structure now is ready to burst. We've got so many things in place. We can handle the numbers. We could literally start adding thousands of students a day and support them with their teams. We have enough instructors. Now it's just making that happen, and you're going to start seeing massive growth. Now I'm gonna put this out there for everybody to listen to. It's a system, not a suggestion. The systems had to be put in place for the vision we had and where we're going. We can't help millions and millions of homes if we don't have structured system. We can't derail it. The system's what's making it work. We have to have a way to teach people, duplicate things. You can't just throw stuff against a wall. It's got to be hyper organized. That's how we empower the individual to succeed through the teams and the setups that we have here. And we do it in a way that there should be no friction points. Nobody should be waiting for anybody else to succeed more. They should get access to everything. We are all built to be replaceable in here so that nobody has control over somebody else's success. That's the systems are built that way. Once you learn how everything goes, you go through the instructor training, you get access to everything. It's pump and go, pump and go. Duplicate as much as you want, help others as much as you can. And it's all built on the need for just consistency, a little bit all the time. No one needs to be like, superhuman on this. Just build it consistently and it grows and grows and grows. And so do the rewards and so does everything else. Just consistency. Okay. That being said, you're gonna be queued up for the next hour. I'm gonna go over something. Guys, Niall's gonna be teaching on V marketing. We do it every Saturday. We do it every day. But this is one of those areas where it's becoming very awesome. Okay, this is a place for people to grow, and I'm gonna speak something to you. All right, we talk about why. What's your why? Right? Why are you doing this? What are your dreams? Right? And I think everybody there's something. And what is a dream? A dream is a goal with a plan to get there. That's a dream. So what's your dream? And if you have a dream, what's your goal and what's your plan to get there? How are you going to get there? Right? Otherwise, it's more or less just I guess that's a hope, right? I hope someone gives me $10 million tomorrow to help make this better for everybody. I hope somebody shows up and just goes to work and knocks it out in a weekend and gets their stuff going. I hope, right? What's the plan, right? A dream is a goal with a plan. That's a dream. You want to be out of your job doing this full time? Okay, how are you going to get there? What are you going to sacrifice to make things stride? And there is no way if you're trading dollars for hours, you're never going to get ahead, right? Now, there's got to be some time built. We got to build structure in there, and you're going to feel like you're trading time for a little bit of money as you're building your PBS out and getting things set up. It's going to feel that way. But because of the way we have it on the pay it forward, you get a leverage as you build your team. If you're not building a team, you're not building leverage. This is where the employee-employee relationship makes sense. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not going back on that. I'm just saying if you're an employer and you get a bunch of employees that you make money off their efforts, that's leverage. Now, if you're not treating them right, that's just not okay. If If you're a manager and you have an employee and he does a job that you would never be willing to do, that's not right. There's going to be a break. You know, you should be willing to do everything that's in that arsenal and not be above anything. You got to be, it's got to be a sharing, you know, project, right? And the thing that we do here, right? We're teaching entrepreneurism, sure, but true entrepreneurism is tough, and entrepreneurs are rare. Let me explain. A true definition of entrepreneur is somebody that understands every aspect of the business. Entrepreneurs also usually are control freaks that do not like to delegate very well, and they have to overcome that. But an entrepreneur knows how to be the janitor all the way up to the CEO, and they can handle everything in between. That's not most people. So entrepreneurism is so overused as a term. We don't want entrepreneurs here. They're always welcome. They're great. We want people that can work together and focus on their strengths and focus on their weaknesses, but work together, utilizing your strengths to make things happen. And along the way, we become better people all the time. That's what we're looking for. We don't want entrepreneurs. We love them, but we're not trying to make everybody an entrepreneur. It's not a valid direction. Not everybody has the understanding and the experience to be an entrepreneur. You know, and they're great for, you know, different things. There's always great visionaries that drive stuff, but we need to make it so that every aspect can make this succeed. And that's where the teamwork works. That's where the corporate structure works. You know, you have different divisions. You got marketing and customer support and sales and marketing are separate, right? And you've got development and R&D and HR and all these different departments that specialize to make the operation run. And that's why we build teams. And so as you're building, you attract people. As you're bringing more people in through the instructor process, you're going to find more and more team members, and the odds are you'll create a nice assortment of people that work together as you bring the numbers in. And because we need so many people in all different areas, there's a home for everybody. There's a process for everybody. And as you learn the leadership here, you learn how to be a great communicator and how to work with different people and different skill sets to make your little teams become bigger teams and become where they don't need you anymore, and you structure more leaders to do the same. And that's how we grow this to millions of families. Lots of us consistently growing teams, they grow teams, they grow teams, so that everybody that comes in has support and structure, no one's left behind. That's why the systems are so important. Without the systems, we'd fall apart. We couldn't grow. We'd run into like massive backloads on things. No, that's why we built the foundation from the beginning. That's experience that knows we can outmarket ourselves and not have the support for it. Done it before, done it many times. It was very costly, yet great learning. You know, and organizing everybody and teaching organization. Why is that so important? Well, because if they're not organized, they're going to fall apart, and we don't need anybody falling apart. Organization keeps your life sane. Structure means you can get more done in the day. And this is why Tanya is always on it. And I haven't had one person say, you know what, I don't need to hear Tanya again. Not one person. Everybody's like, you know what, I know I'm missing something. Yeah, it takes a while to change those habits. And you guys, the more structured you become, the more you can find those things, those 1 minutes you can find that you can create your dream with. It's part of the plan. You got to find time to make things happen, find time to learn. A lot of people, you're sacrificing to be on the Tuesday nights. You're taking time away from your family. Make it worthwhile. You know, we structure Tuesday. You know, Tanya and I, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, we make our life evolve around that for you. That's our sacrifice. We're there to give you guys so we can push this, because we know that if we don't keep the information going, we don't keep the stuff going on, our vision is not going to come in there. It's a pattern, right? I restructure everything around our life that we're here on the Saturdays, with rare exceptions, right? Saturdays, I get to give my time, and so I'm going to go back. This guy goes, you know, are you on there all the time? I'm like, I would love to do this and get this out there, because I can spend an hour and help, you know, thousands of people at the same time. And then because of all this technology and the recordings, it's a legacy training, right? A lot of the stuff, it doesn't change. Truth doesn't change. You know, the products or the vehicles might adjust, but the process is the same, guys. And I said, but you know, we have MSIs to step up, and that, you guys, is why this is working. We have people rising up to help carry this whole load, share the weight, and also sharing the growth in the leadership. And I'm so excited for what's about to come to you guys in 19 minutes, because this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to hear in a different way, and hopefully the light bulb goes off and you just get going. You guys, this is the most forgiving thing that we've ever, I mean, we made it this way. You know, you're not wasting marketing money that is going to devastate your family because you weren't prepared for something like this. Tanny and I fund your marketing. We fund you failing forward. We fund you getting better with practice. We fund you being sucky at first and becoming okay, becoming good, and becoming great, and becoming excellent, because we know when you hit excellent, you're helping the vision to help a lot of people along the way. It's all part of it. The one thing we don't have is something to help you do it quicker so that we're not wasting time. There's a ripple effect for every time you don't take action. When you don't take action for yourself, because of the structure here, you're not taking action for those other people you're going to help. There are so many people that are just desperately needing what we have, but we have to be there to support them. You know, and when a student's ready, a mentor appears. Well, the mentor needs to get ready too. And you know what? You can look at every single one of our leadership. You can look at myself. I just started out saying, hey, I can teach people, let's go. You have to learn and develop it. You got to become great yourself. And you know how you, and I say this all the time. Do you want to get really good at this? Teach somebody else. Do you know why I'm exceptionally good at what I do? It's because I've taught a lot of people. And you get better by teaching other people. You learn more from your student than you do as the teacher in almost every case. I see a different way. I get a different enlightenment. I by other people's struggles, I became better at exposing it, teaching it, and seeing new opportunities. You get better by doing. Helping other people is the answer. You want a happy life? Help somebody. You want to get better at something? Teach it to somebody. And we're in a teaching, growing, learning mode, and you can't mess it up. It's super forgiving. A bad day for us, wake up tomorrow. A bad communication, episode of somebody, get better on the next one. Super forgiving. We're not dealing with life or death, but we're sure making life amazing. And we're getting people out of the rat race. We're getting people off the happy slavery and the, man, you should be really glorified and happy you have a job that you can commute to back and forth and help somebody else in their dreams, right? You should be really happy for that. No, make it for yourself and help others. There's a better path. Our commute time is learning. Tuesdays are commuting. You want to commute to being better? Be on the Tuesday call. Be on the Saturdays. That's your commuting. And you're all focused here. No one's rear-ending you. You don't have to worry about any type of accident. You don't have to worry about going so fast you get a speeding ticket. None of that happens either. Experience from yesterday. Okay, so what we're going to cover is a lot of aspects to grow your business and get things going. But what we have here, we can become better people along the way, because as you help others and help them hit their goals and dreams, which is a goal with a plan, you're going to become better. That's what we got to do. We all got to rise up. There's so many different elements. And the more we become better us, the best version of us, the more we're going to attract a better life. And we get these patterns that make things happen. All right. I'm going to go over, I know we have people coming out at the top of the hour, so I'm going to just cover a couple highlights. There are going to be some massive page creation happening later today after the V marketing. And I'm going to just let you guys know, if you're not doing the V marketing, you need to learn it. Everybody needs to be doing it at some aspect. Even if it's just 10, 20 a day, you need to do something to help add to the team. That alone is part of the plan to get any, you tell me your goals, right? Tell me your dreams, your goals, and with a plan. And if you put V marketing in it, it's going to happen faster. The leverage that we create by building the team aspect here, it's by design, everybody. It's by design. A solo business doesn't do very well. I learned this from my mom. She was a great commercial artist, right? She's older now. Her hands aren't the same. Eyes aren't the same. And during her prime, she was amazing at the artwork. And she made money doing that. one person. She was self-employed, but solo, meaning she didn't get leverage off of anything. She only got paid for the time she did. That's where the breakdown is, right? And so what you build on your PBS is great. That's you individually. If you're not tied to leverage, and we tie you to teams, we make it happen. There's a structure to that. The leverage of others. And it's for every possible scenario that could go wrong. Life. People get sick. People have family that get sick. People get pulled away from their hopes and dreams because of all those things all the time. Well, together we're strong. When we're all participating and something happens, we cover each other. It's all by design. That's how this is supposed to work. You know, and even when people have life come in, they can still do little things, but you got to get those patterns down. You know, we have so many things that we know happen because of experience, and everything's been built around that here so that there's no losing situations as long as the structure's in place. V marketing and the leverage that does by us helping others allows that to fall into place. Can't be solo. When you have all your eggs in one basket, and so all your eggs in one basket doesn't make sense, right? You lose that basket or something happens, you lose it, right? It's the same with our own efforts. If you're relying solely on your own efforts and something takes you out of the picture, it's a problem. And I want to really philosophize on this. Think about it. You're a single mom. You've got 3 kids you're raising. You got no hope, no help, no support, and you get sick. Who takes care of you? That's where big problems happen. You know, there's people that don't have a support system. Something happens, who pitches in? Odds are they go further behind, they get further in debt. It's broken. We need to be a family unit. We need to be helping each other. We need to be a structure so we can help everybody through those hard times, because those hard times are going to come for us all. Life happens. Life happens. And if you prepare for it, it's not a big deal. Resources are a number one, thing. Money solves almost every problem. Almost every problem. Makes them a lot less. And if you got a way to bring in the resources so you can live, that doesn't require you spending all your time in commuting and doing the JOB, your odds of success are just that much higher. We look around us, I'm going to go into the R talk and the I talk. Recession, inflation, usually together. They seem to coexist. We can't fix it ourselves. We have no control on that. We're not the president of the United States, and so forth. We do have our individual citizen right to vote, hopefully. But here's the thing: recession is always gonna come. It's a cycle thing. It's by design almost. It's like enough pressure happens, and it's got to release the valve. And when recessions hit, people lose jobs. Well, who's taking care of you and lose a job? They have systems in place, unemployment systems, welfare systems. They're out there, but they don't really solve the problem. They're more of a Band-Aid on it until someone can replace something. That's why if you're self-employed or you're a business owner and you've got means to do it properly with a proper structure, you can weather all that. You're not going to fire yourself and lay yourself off. You're going to dive in more and do stuff that's there because you're part of a system here that we have multiple streams of income. We have things that thrive no matter what. By the way, wine's been recession-proof since 7,000 years ago. Just saying. We have enough mix of products and services to offer that are going to stand the time. Now, inflation, well, yeah, it's always been there. I mean, I don't need to tell anybody the prices go up on everything. I did a grocery order yesterday, and I was like, wow, like how does a family do this? And the answer is they got to get creative to bring more money in. And you only have so much time in the day. They need what we have. Well, you guys, we can teach millions of people this. We just got to get the word out. We got to just press it. And all it does is make us stronger. We have something that's so amazing. The more people we add to it, the better it gets. We don't ever need to downsize. In fact, we never want to downsize. We want to just keep adding and adding, all because the systems are in place. The foundation is there. And the biggest part of it is the labor and love that's required to teach people. We have that. We've been growing that for 15 years. We have these incredible instructors and more coming in all the time. That's by design. None of this just happened. It was all structured. It's a dream. It's 100% goals with actions. And they've been happening. We achieve them all because we have patterns to do it. That's what that's what we're emulating and teaching everybody else. You're learning from people that do it every day. Okay. I'm going to go into, let's go into this. I haven't done this for a while. We're going to do some reset, refocus, recommit. Let's take a 2-minute break. If you got to go to the bathroom, go now. If you got to tell the kids to be quiet, you got to like get in a good space. What we're about to go into is massive. 2-minute break. I'll be right back and we're going to keep going. Jackie, you're on deck, top of the hour. Sound good? Okay, I'll be right. 2-minute break. Okay. I'm going to put a link on here. Let's see.
I've got it ready, Rory, to just click the button if you need me to.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do it at the top of the hour. I'm going to do a quick reset, refocus, recommit now. But because it's what you have is it's already on the, I guess we can put it out there. It's so important. We'll just let it record again on live. This is on the YouTube channel. So if you go to Rory RRR247, that channel, you'll see this. If you search on the channel for, I think I say must watch. It's a must watch. So all right. Hopefully everybody's in a cozy place, comfortable. You're going to be watching this and taking it in. And I don't want you taking notes because you can go back to it and take notes later. I want you to take it in. I want you to just focus on it, listen to it, make sure you're distraction free. Sometimes it takes a third party, a fourth party, a fifth party to say the same thing for people to get something. It's repetition. but we all say things differently. We communicate things differently. I have my own definite style that I communicate with. Jackie has a definite style she communicates with, and it's awesome. And so we're going to go into that, but let's start out. Let's go to our happy place. I'm going to take my glasses off, and close my eyes. So let's do this. We'll do this on Zoom. I haven't done this for a while. Everybody, close your eyes, and I want you to go to your, you can say go to your happy place. You want to go to your restful place. We're going to reset. We want to clear out our mind and get rid of everything so we can just take this in and focus on it and get the message on it so that we understand what it is. So we talked about, today I just really wanted to stress that a dream is a goal with a plan, right? Well, we have the plan to make your goals happen so that you can have your dreams, right? A dream is a goal with a plan. If you don't think that way, you'll never have your dreams become reality. And everybody deserves to have their dreams a reality. We should strive for more. And what makes it so you can't have something and others can is they had an action plan to that goal. And we have the vehicle to make the financial part happen, the time and financial freedom. When you have time and financial freedom, you can do anything and everything pretty much. It's within physical reason. So let's get ready to take this in and hopefully inspire and actually motivate and make it clear what's here. So let's get to our place. Now, I always go to a mountain. I actually like the ocean and the open waters, but for me, it's still going to be the top of a mountain. It's snow covered, and all I can see is white forever. And if there's something that's on my mind, I'll turn it into like a bunny rabbit or trails or like a stick in the snow, and then it gets covered over with white snow and just clears. And that method or that pattern is how I get rid of that frustration, that stress, that issue that's on my mind. I need to get clear. A lot of things are going to work themselves out, but I got to clear my mind. I need to reset and get to that place. And some of the best examples to give somebody, maybe your best place is just sitting on your back on a nice comfy sleeping bag or a mattress, and you're looking up in the sky and you're looking at the stars, and the stars are your worries, and they just go out and they dim out one at a time, and you just get a nice clear sky, right? You can also have I like the beach, the sandy beach. It's a nice clear sandy beach, and maybe there's a crab that pops up and then he dissipates and it takes that worry away, or the tide comes in and just makes the sand all smooth again. And if that's not working for you, just go into the water and just be in a calm water place, right? And just do what you can to find your happy place that you can eliminate things and just get down to a reset. Reset, you want to get your mind to zero. You want to get to just a peaceful place. And then you're going to go into the next stage, which is refocus, right? You want to refocus. Like, what's your whys? What do you want to accomplish? What are your dreams? So your goals with a plan, right? What are your dreams? And then, and speak them out. Maybe it's, hey, I really need to do what I need to do to bring $2,000 a week in so I can control so the family budget's met and we're living, and I don't have to go into that job anymore, and I don't need to be away from my family 12 hours a day. What is it? What is that why, right? Refocus is, what is your why? Your why should be your reason that you're going to get up in the morning and do things, the reason you're going to sacrifice television or something that you've been used to as a pattern to calm down from the stress of the day and the commute. What are you doing? What are you going to sacrifice to get there? Refocus. What's your why? What makes you do that? What's going to make you sacrifice that television time for your dreams, right? What are you going to do? That's the refocus time. Then you're going to recommit. You're going to commit to it. You're going to commit to making it happen. And you're going to make it so strong so that when something knocks you off, you're going to get right back onto it as fast as possible. You're going to do the RRR process to get there. And the more you get this as a pattern of how you think, and you make it, you're going to start triple R'ing all the time. Somebody will interrupt you, or you'll get a phone call from the neighbor that needs help real quick. You'll go help and come right back to it. All sorts of things you'll get right back on track, because time is something we don't get back, and we're going to get interrupted. We're going to have life happen, but it's how we get knocked down and how fast we get back and going that makes the difference. It really is that simple. All right. Now we're going to go into tuning some stuff in. We'll take this in there. I know some people need longer to make this happen. I'm just going to continue talking a little bit as we let everybody kind of wait, transform to this, and then we'll let Jackie get started. I'm going to let you guys know that Jackie has been growing in this, and I'm so excited about the future. But you guys, when somebody gets it, they truly get it, and they resonate it. They become convicted about it. It's so touching because when you have a vision that Tanya and I have incredible goals now, right? And goals, and we have a plan. We have a plan to get there. Like it's a dream. It's a goal with an action plan. We're going to help millions of families around the world. We absolutely are, and you're all going to help do it because it's a shared vision. But when you have somebody that gets convicted and sees it too, you're like, yeah, we're part of something amazing here. We get to make impact. We get to help change things and make it better for generations to come. We get to be part of a legacy of change for the better, and not just local, globally. All right. As we get going on here, you guys, Jackie is amazing. We were going through stuff on the training for DTC ambassador, and everything that we do is all tied together. It's all circular. And she did a training on Thursday, and if you missed it, you're going to see it now. It is incredible, and she says things slightly different than me, which I think is great for you guys to hear. It's the same message, just a different style, and I am so taken by it. I wanted her to let everybody hear it today and put it out there. In fact, we're going to make it standard release information that we send out to new students in the process. It's one thing to have an amazing system and plan, but we got to get people on board. They got to understand it. If you aren't aware of how to play the game, you can't play it, right? What's the rules of the game? How do things go together? All this is going to be revealed here. So we're 3 past the hour, Jackie. I think we're all right to go ahead and hit a start. Do you have anything you want to say before you start it?
I've been around these parts with Rory and Tanya for about 5 years, and I didn't understand it in the beginning, guys, but it is truly, truly a system that works, and it is something much bigger than you can imagine, and it's very hard to envision it because it's multifaceted is the best way I can explain that. So when it was my turn to train on last Thursday, it's my week to host the training this week. I know that we have a lot of new folks that are still trying to grasp exactly what they've signed on for, as well as we have a lot of tenured folks that also are still a bit confused to what they have signed on for. And I speak that for my team. And many of us have been here a long time. So I wanted to present something of value, and not just, throw up a page and say, this is how you do a page, or this is how you advertise. We do a lot of that in this platform on a regular basis. So I just took it upon myself to give my take on how I see the big picture of RRR247. And I tried to put it in layman's terms. And so this recording, what you will get is my perspective of the platform, which I consider a gift from Rory and Tanya, and I hope it helps you as well. So I'm going to share my screen, and it is a recording, and it's going to be probably about 57 minutes, I think, and then we'll come back on. I don't know that we'll have time for questions. But let's rock. So here
what's going to happen, Jackie, is right after this, we'll take a pause, and then we're going right into Niall doing marketing. And what I'm hoping is you guys are going to get a clear focus. I'm like, okay, now I see why Rory keeps saying to do it. Like, you have a dream. That's a goal with an action plan. Okay.
Okay, Stacy, can you see my screen, hon?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go.
All right, everyone. I hope you have pens and paper ready because as Jackie alluded to just a little bit ago, she's going to have some golden nuggets for y'all for this training tonight. Now, typically on this Thursday night training, we keep it PBS related. Not always. We try to keep it the beginning of everything related. Not always. So, at this point, I want to introduce my team sister, my best friend, Jackie Bellavia. Jackie, the floor is yours.
Oh, I love it. I love to get the mic. I love it. Well, welcome everybody. Tonight is our Thursday night training, student training. It is March 4th, I think. Is today the 4th or the 3rd, Stacy? Who knows? I don't know. Anyway.
It's the 2nd.
It's the 2nd. Well, y'all can see, I must think it's the 4th in my world. Okay. It's hard to be me. If you really know me, you know, it's kind of hard to be me. But anyway, but what I decided to do tonight, we have a lot of new people. We have some folks that have been around a while. We got every in between, right? And guys, we train y'all to death. We have trainings, okay? And if you've ever heard me train, we could train and train and train, but if you don't execute and put into action what we teach you, it's all just words on a piece of paper. Pretty simple. So I thought long and hard this week of something of value add. You know, I didn't want to jump on here and do a page or jump on here and tell you how to advertise or jump on here and tell you how to do a BRT. Okay. We got that 6 days a week. And so I really wanted to give you something that I thought would add value and help you really understand just how big this opportunity is that you have signed on to build a business and what it means to be in a proprietary platform, something much bigger than yourself. So I took the liberty of doing a PowerPoint the other night. And you know, everybody says when you present, you got to have a PowerPoint. Well, I did a PowerPoint, but I can assure you, I'm going to talk you through this because I am very passionate about it. Stacy can have the PowerPoint, you know, at a later time. She can post it wherever they post all that kind of stuff and everything. And it'll have enough meat in it for you to hopefully remember, or it will aid you in what I'm talking about tonight. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to talk about, Stace, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to talk about RRR247 in a nutshell. And I put a bullseye on here because if you have listened to anything that Roy Rickard has said, he said everything that we do is in a circular motion. He also says this is a system, not a suggestion. He also says that he pays for your marketing, which he does, he and his wife. So I thought that a visual of how all of this works might help you understand what it is that you have signed up for. Now, as a business owner, and as Rory has said many times, we have hobby income here, we have part-time income here, we have full-time income here, and we have life-changing income here. That is up to the individual. What you choose to do with the opportunities that are here for you, okay? But the thing that doesn't change is how it all connects together. And that's what I want to share with you tonight from my perspective. And I hope you get some golden nuggets from this because it's so large that it took me, I've been here almost 5.5 years. it took me a long time to piece it all together, but I think if you see it in a picture form, it really will help you. And my hope is that it will help you. So here we go. So, and I will change that date. Or Stacey, just don't post it till March 4th. So then I don't have to change the date on the bottom of the screen. How about that?
That'll work.
Whatever. All right, so we're going to talk about RRR247 in a nutshell, right? So this all started, Roy's been doing this for 3 decades, probably 35 years by now, okay? But this particular platform, if you hear him talk, and his lead gen businesses and everything started way back then, all right? That's how it evolved to what he's doing today. And we're going to talk through that, all right? So the first thing you got is you have Rory and Tanya Rickard, who own multi-million-dollar lead generation companies. I don't know how many companies they own. I will tell you, Rory is probably, if not the largest lead gen person on the internet. He's pretty damn close to it. You hear Niles say this every Tuesday. Rory was starting to do this type of thing back when the internet was just starting because he's brilliant. So this whole platform, proprietary platform that you're in, is driven by these lead generation companies. I call that the gobbling goose. Okay? So the next thing that you have is, because of the lead gen companies that Rory and Tanya have been so successful with, we have a great gift given to us by Rory and Tanya. They pay for our marketing. They pay for our marketing because they give us free leads from their gen companies. That is unheard of in the industry. I have been in the mortgage banking business for 40 years. There is not a free lunch when it comes to leads. You buy your leads. When you decided to become a member of this proprietary platform, that is a gift. That costs a lot of money. You have heard us talk about it. You start out with V marketing leads, then you move on to 101 board leads, then you move on to SD leads, and then VIP leads. They're all leads. They all come in through these funnels. And that is a huge gift, guys. If we don't work these leads and follow the system, we are hurting the platform. Period. End of story. By us working these leads, and we'll talk about it in a minute when we get to the part about just like every one of you came in here and bought a PBS, that feeds them to be able to reinvest to continue the lead gen. Very important part of what we do. So never lose sight of that's a gift, and you should treat it like gold, period. And if you're not, you might want to rethink that. Okay? The next thing is you hear us talk about when we work a lead, we do what first? You build a relationship and trust with people. You just get to know them. Hey, how you doing? How'd you get here? What interested you in our opportunity? All those sorts of things that Rory talks about, Niall talks about, Stacey talks about ad nauseum. It ain't nothing more than getting on the phone and talking to somebody and learning about them and becoming friendly with them. Once someone builds a relationship with you, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on social media, they connect. We are humans. We like to connect. Guess what? When they do that, they are going to pay far more attention to your opportunity which they really need, by the way, because they're the ones that came in this funnel looking. They clicked a button saying, send me more, tell me more. That's how they got here. They opted in. So we build relationships and trust. If it takes 2 hours on the phone to build a relationship and trust, you do it. This ain't a tag them and bag them. Because guess what? If they don't feel that you are really listening to them to understand what it is they're looking for, you'll never get them in your organization. And if you do, they won't stay because you did not solidify the foundation of the relationship when you got started. So the next thing, after you build that relationship and trust, we present what's called the Keystone video. Now, some of you new folks out here I may be talking Greek to you, but I'm really not. Because if you came into this platform, you came in under this path, period. You came in on one of those leads, somebody talked to you, and you watched a Keystone video. And if you didn't, you need to let us know because they ain't following Roy's system. Simple as that. So you watch the 13-minute Keystone video, and we pick it. Roy did it a million years ago, and we keep telling him to update it. He tells us to shut up because it works, and it does. Because what Roy does on that Keystone video is he gives a pretty good high-level overview of what it is you're getting into. And if you recall watching that video, Roy talks real fast, but he talks through everything that you have signed up for. So if you are talking to a lead and you built a relationship and trust, guess what? Rory Rickard just did the heavy lifting for you in the Keystone video. That's what that's all about. That's why it's set up that way. We are representatives of Rory and Tanya Rickards. We work leads that are given to us to build our business for free, but we are a representative of RRR247 when we're talking to these people. Bear that in mind. We are professional marketers. This is a professional multi-million-dollar platform that you have access to. Okay? So after you get them on, they watch the Keystone. What do? They either say, yes, I want to purchase the PBS, or no, I'm not interested, or call me, or I got something going on, or blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of people that need and want to hear what we have to say, but they are scared. Because there is so much out there that is not true. You can't convince anybody. If you're talking to somebody that doesn't want to hear you, you'll never convince them, so don't try. But you will never say the wrong thing to the right person. Just remember that. So they purchase their PBS. Guess what? That's when your work starts. If you're an instructor. If you are a student that just purchased the PBS, guess what? You just committed to yourself and invested in yourself to build the business to get to the dreams of your why. That's what you did. You saw value in what this platform had, and you want something different, and the world is your oyster. But it's up to you to do the work. And that's what we're going to focus on in the next couple of segments, because what we have, and myself included, is because we train so much and we have wonderful training, people get off of the path of what they need to do to follow the system. You start to follow the shiny objects, or you go down a rabbit hole, or, oh no, well, Stacy said this, so I'm going to go do this. When in fact, you never even finished this to go do that. We can't train there's so many people, so many of us in this platform, there's no way to keep saying, we're going to do step one, we're going to do step one, we're going to do step one, because there's thousands of us. Some people are on step one, some people are on step 12, and guess what? Some people are running and they're making their dreams come true. So you have to touch all the people in the platform. But as a responsible business owner, you need to know where you are in this process. When Roy says it's a system, not a suggestion, follow the system, he's telling you that for a reason. Because if you follow as he has instructed all of us to do, you will see success here. So they purchase, you purchase the PBS, or an instructor has sold the PBS, right? So the next thing you're going to go through, which all of you went through, is a minimum 2-hour presentation with your one-on-one instructor. Don't be late to your meeting. Show up. Your instructor is taking time out of their building of their business to work with you. Be mindful of that. I'm not saying anybody's doing it, but I know what happens. If you set an appointment, the number one thing to be a successful entrepreneur is you got to hold yourself accountable. Nobody's going to hold you accountable. There's no boss over you calling you saying you got to punch a clock, you got to do this. You're not an employee. You're self-employed. Show up to the meeting and pay attention. It's going to be Greek to you. Guys, this is like going back to college, literally, and getting a college education for probably $20,000, $30,000 that you're getting for free. This man has put this he and his wife have put this out over many years to help people such as yourself and myself to be successful. You're not going to know it in one day. When you started to ride a bike, you didn't know it in one day. When you went to your job, you didn't know it in one day. It's going to take you a minimum of 6 months to find your way around the platform. Sorry. It's a learning curve. Embrace it, follow the steps, and you will be successful. So as you're going through the flow with your instructor, they're going to throw a lot at you. They're also going to give you homework. When you get that homework, do your homework. Do what is expected of you. Because you know what? We are here to lead you through. That's our number one. That's what we signed up for when we said we wanted to instruct. We're taking on more responsibility and accountability to help our students, and we love doing it. But guess what? We're only going to show up if you show up. And we're not going to keep showing up if you don't show up. You want to hang around a campfire and you want to just go to the meetings and do your own thing, that's fine. But don't expect to get on a call or do a chat or whatever and say, I need your time now. It ain't going to happen, because every one of these MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, people that are instructing, they work off of a calendar, a very hectic calendar. Plus, many of them run this platform behind the scenes. Just know that. This is a huge, huge business that you are part of. So please follow the flow, listen and learn, go back, listen to the videos. This is a video-driven training platform. Listen to Roy's videos. So the next thing in the flow, you are asked or introduced to the very first anchor offer, right? Our number one anchor offer is what? Wine. Our number two anchor offer is what? Velveeta. There's a reason those two anchors are right here. You are starting to build your PBS. Your PBS needs to have organic traffic driven to that PBS for you to monetize that PBS. Guess what? Wine and healthcare are two of the leading products globally, not in your city, not in your state, not in the US, globally, to drive traffic. That's why these anchors are here. Because when you set up and you join the anchors, not only are you starting to invest in yourself to take off, you're going to start modifying those anchor pages, advertising those anchor pages. You are going to start to drive business to your site. That's when you're going to start priming so that your site, when Roy says in the Keystone video, your PBS works for you 24/7, that's what he's talking about. The more traffic, the more exposure, the more eyeballs you get to that system, the more opportunity you have to make an income stream off of that. Please understand that. You can't get in right away. We understand that. That is up to you. But I want you to understand, and no one will ever, or at least I can speak for myself, and I think I can speak for all the instructors. Nobody's going to ever pressure sell you, but we do want you to understand why that is there, because that's our job. I would be doing you a disservice as my student if I didn't help you understand that. Then it's up to you to decide how far you want to go. But we hear so much, and I've even heard Roy say it, well, I'm not making any money. I'm not making any money. Are you doing all the steps? Because in order to be successful in this platform, you can't do one thing. You have to do everything in order. That's why it's built this way. So I hope that helps you understand why that is set up there. So after you do step one, which by the way, step one is the most important step in this whole chain. If you don't get step one right, I'm not talking about if you've joined the anchor. We prefer you to get into the anchors, because if you're really serious about building a business, I'll just be honest with you. You need to get all in and never look back and run. Because if Roy Rickard told me, Jackie, go buy that toothpick over on that windowsill, 3 houses over, guess what? I'm saying, Roy, where do I go sign up and pay? You want to know why? Because Roy Rickard and Tanya Rickard are very successful at doing this. So anyway, step number one, if you don't get it and you don't get the foundation of your system done, you're going to be chasing your tail from now on. I did my system over 3 times because I was hard-headed. Don't be me. I had to do my system 3 times before I got Google AdSense. Don't be me. It's not fun. Follow what he teaches. Okay. So the next thing after step one, and your instructor's going to guide you. Instructor ain't going to do it for you, but they're going to guide you. They're going to give you homework. They're going to, hold you accountable if you want to be held accountable. But I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if you don't want it and you don't want to do it, we're not going to chase you. And we're not going to chase you because we're building a business too. It's pretty simple. We love you, but you have to do the necessary steps to get to the next level on your own. That's got to come from your gut. You got to have fire in your belly to want this. It's work. I absolutely love it. And I guess that's why I'm so passionate about it. Okay. So you get through your anchor offers and your anchor offer pages. Guys, I think there's 4 pages in there that you got to modify. When I started, there was like 27,000 wine pages and health pages that we had to modify. Oh yeah. So don't even, I think when you get your system, how many pages is in there now? 66. When I got my system that had 357 pages, I got to modify. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I don't want to hear about it's too many pages, okay? Because you ain't gonna get no sympathy from this chick. in Dallas, Texas. And by the way, we under tornado warning. So if you hear the sirens going on, that's what's going on. So anyway, you finish step 1 and you're on your way, right? And you're going to the calls and you're hearing other things. And I know it is so easy to get distracted because some of the other things are a lot of fun. You know, it's okay, well, I'm going to go hurry up and jump and do this. And I'm going to hurry up and go jump and do this. Get the foundation done and get your system done. And then you have all the time in the world to go do the fun, shiny things. Just make a commitment and get it done. All right. So the next thing you're going to do after you do step 1 is step 2. Step 2 is simply joining C&D, modifying your kiosk offers. It's pretty much what you're doing. Step 1 is your anchor offers. Then you're going to the offers that are in the C&D. If the pages aren't in there, go to Rory's site, look at what the pages are. If you're scared to write, go wherever. Sheila's the queen of the PBS. I can assure you can find any kind of page on any product in Sheila Matchett's site. But the key is you can't plagiarize Sheila. You can't plagiarize Rory. You can't plagiarize me. You have to change the words on the page to make it yours. And you hear Sheila say it all the time. Write like you're talking to a friend. That's the easiest way to write. But we ain't getting into all that tonight. So when you finish step 2, and you modify your pages, right? Guess what? You're going to move on to step 3. Why did that go back? Oh, because I'm going back. I told y'all I'm hard to deal with. All right. Step 3, I can't tell you how many times I've had a student call me and say, well, I modified my category pages. And I'm like, huh? What? Where'd you get that? You don't touch your category pages until your anchor offers and your kiosk offer pages are complete, period. You're going to cause yourself more work and redundant work because guess what? Those category pages drive to all of your offer pages, links. So if you go and you start category pages, you're going to have to go back and redo every single one of those links when you get your offer pages finished. Don't do it. Follow his system. Okay. V-marketing, huge. You hear Rory talk about this. Niall does it every Saturday, teaches you how to do it. It is a texting campaign. You never have to even pick up the phone, talk to anybody. That's the very first set of leads that you will work as a business owner. There's a reason Roy starts you out there. It's to get you comfortable with working with people. We ain't BRTing. We ain't doing nothing. We are simply sending out text messages to thousands of people. We call it fishing. We call it having fishing lines in the water. You send out 5 V-marketings, don't expect to get responses. You have to consistently do your V-marketing leads every single day. This ain't a one and done. You building a business, you building a pipeline, you are getting in front of people. That's why he tells you to get into V-marketing quickly, because as you're doing all of these things, he's going to slowly add other tasks to you so that while you are still learning to build your PBS, he is giving you the opportunity to start building your pipeline so that when you get to that level, you can have people ready to be put in your business. We even do it for you. If you are doing V-marketing and you get a positive response and somebody wants to talk to a person, you get them in touch with your instructor or your MSI. It's as simple as that. Then they do the work and put them in your business for you. That's huge. That's a goal line, but you got to do it. Oh, well, I'm scared. I'm fearful. I don't know. Guys, you're building a business. You have to be visible. So be marketing. Get in it as quickly as you possibly can. Okay. If you choose that you don't want to do that, guess what? When you finish your PBS and you get Google AdSense, that PBS is going to make you money. It's not going to make you the kind of money that I make because I do it all. Because my business vision is much broader. But you still can make money link posting and in your PBS. And maybe that's what you choose to do, and that's okay. So don't let me scare you when I'm pointing all this out. That's where you have to decide as a business owner, how far do you want to go? That you hear Roy say that all the time. Okay. So after you finish step 3 and you start dabbling into V marketing, you're going to go to step 4. That's where you're going to add your unique pages. Internet advertising and Google and search engines and all that, it's all about content, guys. So the template that Rory provides you in the PBS when you come into the platform is just that. It's a template. But you have to add unique pages on top of that template so that Google and Yahoo and all those folks know that you're not just repeating a Polly Parrot of Rory Rickard. That's what sets you apart. They love recipes. They love how-tos. My dog has Addison's disease. I have a whole thing in there about Addison's disease. I'm a mortgage banker. I have all kind of first-time home buying stuff. Many of you are crafters. Many of you cook. Many of you love music. Guess what? That's all content. All of it. Things that you do. Gardening. Gardening's a huge one. Okay? So be thinking about that as you're going and embrace your PBS. Make it yours. I absolutely love my PBS. I can get stuck in, you want to talk about going down rabbit holes? I can stay in my PBS all day building pages. And another thing, once you complete that page, go on when you know that it's okay. Don't keep going back and revising, guys. You're going to have the rest of your business career to do that. You are trying to get the basics of what is required to get Google AdSense, period. You can go, I've changed my pages 1,000,000 times, and you know what? When I rewrite them, they're better. You bet they are. I've been doing it longer. I've learned more. But starting out, you can't beat yourself up. You just got to get it done. Okay. So, how much time we got, Stace?
You're good. You got 24 minutes.
So then if you look, and guys, I don't know if y'all are like following this, but this is following the RRR247.RRR training page. Note to self. That's exactly what this is. So step 5, add response magic. What is response magic? For those of you who aren't to that part yet, response magic is a email and SMS platform whereby when someone fills out the opt-in form on your system, it goes to your back office of Response Magic. Guess what? You are building email lists. Email lists are huge. You keep in contact with your folks. Sheila has trained on this. Stacy has trained on this. That's what we're doing. We're trying to get as many eyeballs in front of our products. This is another door for them to hear from you. You learn all about that as you go. having response magic on your system is a requirement to get Google. Google wants to know that site's complete. Okay. All right. The next thing you're going to do is Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. You're going to link post your ads. It took me, now you want to talk about feeling stupid. I get what ad advertising is, but the link post never went through this Italian skull of mine, okay? Link posts mean you're putting your links in an ad and you're advertising on the free ad agencies that Roy teaches us where they are, which is about 1,000 of them out there, okay? Now, I don't want you to get confused because this is in step 6. Really, once you get comfortable, and Lord, once you get through these steps, you ought to be pretty comfortable in your PBS. You need to be advertising these pages as quickly as you can, because the quicker you get your pages out there with your ads, the quicker you're going to start driving organic traffic. And what are the 2 number 1 things you're going to post about? The 2 anchor offers. Why? Because it's going to get eyeballs to your site. Pretty simple. So I hope you see how it all kind of fits together. And that's why he says it's a system, because it is. It is a followed, proven process that works. Let's talk about, before we go to the next thing, link posts. Guys, you can't post 1 ad a day and think you're going to get traction. It's not what it's about. You need to be posting your ads on a regular basis. I do all my ad posting, or at least set my ad posting up on Sunday afternoons. It's thousands of them, not 1 or 2. If you can only get 1 or 2 out, that's better than nothing. But if you are wanting to drive traffic to your PBS, you need to be link posting a lot of ads in a lot of different places. And this is just the free ad advertising agencies that we're talking about right here. You notice I have not said social media yet. There's a reason for that. You need to get comfortable getting your ads out with the masses globally, and then you can worry about learning. So if you're a social media guru, you ain't listening to me anyway, because you already know what to do. I'm talking about the folks that are just trying to learn this. Just take the steps and learn it 1 piece at a time, because if you take your time and you learn each piece, you're going to be able to be more consistent than if you're trying to grasp here and grasp there and grasp here, and it's going to all be jumbled up and confusing for you. That's why he broke it down like this. And as Stacy likes to always say, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And if you rush this, you're not going to do what needs to be done to get Google AdSense. Okay. So step number 7, and I keep going backwards because the thing's over here. Step number 7 is you get with, thank God, hallelujah. You have completed all of your pages. You have added your content, and you have advertised the heck out of this platform. Then you're going to get with your instructor, and they are going to review what you have done. Now, your instructor is going to get with you along the way. They're not just going to do the flow and let you go on your own. You do have to be a self-starter. They can't be with you 24/7, and they can't hold your hand. That's why we back up the live one-on-one trainings with Roy's video trainings, because what we're training you on the one-on-one trainings is exactly what you're going to see in Roy's videos. So he hits it 2 ways. You get it from us, and then you turn around and then you can hear it from him again. In the videos, you can play over and over and over until you understand it at your pace. That's why he built it that way. So you work with your instructor to get Google AdSense. Guys, you may not get it the first time. It's a Google thing. You know, maybe their bot that day didn't work right. I don't know. But the more prepared you are before you go in, the better chance you're going to be to get just a little, maybe you didn't advertise enough. Maybe, you know, you don't have enough of your own content or something like that. But the fundamentals are there. They meet what Google wants to be able for them to approve you. That's a milestone. Every single one of you that do not have Google AdSense on your system yet, I invite you to go back through and make sure that you have done every single one of these steps in order to make sure that you are ready. So you apply for Google AdSense. You may or may not get it. If you don't get it, you will be told why you didn't get it. You'll work with your instructor to figure that out, and then you get Google AdSense. Once you get Google AdSense, I like to say you just turned on the cash cow, because it's a cash cow. This system will now work for you 24/7, and that's what Rory says. That is one stream of income. And it might start out small, but guess what? The more you advertise and the more exposure you get with our products, which we have excellent products, the more those dollars are going to go up. Just know that. So the next thing is become an instructor. Some of you go fast. Some of you become, you start back in step 3, the marketing, and you really get that down and you're really liking it. And so your instructor knows when you're ready. They're not going to push you. The system is set up because you really, in step 8, you should be ready to become an instructor. But we have fast learners. Some people may become an instructor in step 3, but that's between you and your instructor. Don't go too fast. Follow Rory's system. Your instructor is evaluating and knowing if you are ready to do it before, and they will work with you. But in the line of sight, it is step number 8. You've heard Rory and Tanya talk about becoming an instructor. We have several levels of instructing. And when you take on the responsibility of becoming an instructor in this platform, you're taking on a leadership role. You are now responsible for the folks that you are going to train, just like your instructor was responsible for you. So you got a little more skin in the game. You're going to work different leads. And as you migrate through each level, you get more exposure to Tanya and Tanya and Rory personally, to even coach you more. And it's free. I pinch myself because I come out of the corporate world. These people have given their life as their philanthropy to help people like us. Guys, that's unheard of. Take it, run. So you decide, and we hear a lot of folks say, we have a lot in our team, oh, I'll never be an instructor. Oh, I'll never do this. We got more people that told us that they'd never be an instructor and they'd never be a leader that are instructing and leading. And I'm going to pick on Barbara Ryan if she's out there. Miss Barbara, when I met Miss Barbara wouldn't even talk. But I saw something in Miss Barbara, and she's a beautiful lady. She is very sharp. So I started a Sunday study hall and invited Barbara to come with me. And we started it for our team. You know who now runs that Sunday study hall? Barbara Ryan runs that study hall. I am so proud of her. I'm going to start crying. But yeah. That's what we do here. We want you to win. We want everybody here to win with us. But you got to want it and you got to do it. All right. So if you decide to become an instructor, and don't be surprised if your instructor gets you to instructing and you don't even know you're instructing, but anyway, that's your choice. But if you want what Rory has, you do what Rory does. And there's not one thing in here that Rory asked us to do that Rory Rickard doesn't personally do himself, because he does it all on a daily basis. I've seen it. Okay. So let's go to number 9. Guess what, guys? When you become an instructor, you are going to start building what we call a pipeline. That means that you are working multiple leads to work with people constantly to get them to present to them what we have here. And when you build that pipeline, you get students. When you get students, you get a team. When you get a team, that team duplicates just like you duplicate. So when we first talk to you early on and we say, we're building together and you're building a business, but you're not building it by yourself, that's what that means. You are building and duplicating right along with your instructor all the way up to Rory. That's what you're doing. That's what you have the opportunity to do here. Once you build it, and Rory will tell you, once you start to duplicate, that's when it gets fun. In the beginning, it's hard because you're doing it all yourself. It's just you trying to learn and you trying to do. But the minute you get that first PBS and you get that first student and you know that you helped that person, I don't know if Lisa Skolinski's on here. She's my very first student that I ever got off of Goya. And she's with me today. And she's doing great. But we're a family here. We're building something very special here. And you're not doing it on your own. You just have to do the work. Okay, so step number 9. And 10 and 11 I combined because I was running out of spots on this thing. But quit laughing at me, Stacy. Stacy's cracking up laughing at me. Step 10 and 11 is social media marketing and meme branding. Okay, for you guys out there that are social media gurus, you already know when to start doing your social media. Put Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, I can go on and on, Parler, Instagram, all of that. Okay, we train you that, guys. We have training for you to understand how to start to not only link post, but to also put your ads out and expose yourself on social media. That gets eyeballs to your system as well. Okay, and we train that. If you are not in the branded meme program, you may want to look at that as you build this business. For a very inexpensive amount of money, Rory has a marketing team that will build memes for you, branded memes with your website on there. You can't do it. Number one, it's going to take you far longer unless you are a marketing person that understands how to build all that stuff. I'm not, in terms of that. But if you are really wanting to advertise and get it out there, it's professional looking. You don't even have to think of what pictures to put. You slam your meme out there and bam, bada boom, you're done. Okay, you might want to check that out. All right, and number 12, it's real easy, guys. When you do all that and you start duplicating and you do what Rory has taught you, you're going to reach the goal that you came here for. And there's not one of you out there that either when you joined wanted time freedom, you wanted financial freedom, or you wanted to be with something that was bigger than yourself. And that's what you have here. So, in a nutshell, I kind of laid it out for you on this last slide, because the back slide, I did the steps so that you would know if you wanted to use this slide to follow the RRR training, this is how you would follow it. But really what you're doing 12 steps. And within those 12 steps, you're learning a lot. But it all starts with the generosity of Tanya and Roy Rickard and their lead gen companies. Take advantage of it. There's nothing out there like this. So, you know, we've been talking a lot about dream bigger and what do you really want in your life? Sometimes you got to get real quiet and have those conversations with yourself. But this is an opportunity of a lifetime for every one of us. And we have two people to thank for that, and that's Rory and Tanya. And Stacy, that's all I got. I think she left me.
No, I'm still here. I'm just gonna.
Okay. I don't know if Rory's here. I'm trying to figure out how to stop my screen share. Stacy, help.
I got it.
Okay.
So
There you have it.
yeah, I'm gonna stop this recording. Hold on one sec.
Jackie, you are so sweet. I love you.
It's the truth, Tanya.
Well, of course I agree with you, but to have somebody else see the value of what we're offering, it's just amazing. So we love you.
I'm gonna let we're gonna take a break here before we go into the Jackie. I gotta tell you, you brought tears to me because we know you get it, right? And you're covering things so well, and I think this is gonna help a lot of people to grasp what's here. So thank you so much. And we're going to go to our V marketing training hour, do it every Saturday. Now I'll be on there. We don't live stream that because of what it is. I just want